Ever wondered if a machine could read your mind? It sounds like science fiction, right? But what if I told you that we're closer to that reality than you think? And what if I told you it can happen in as little as 3 seconds? Stick around because today we're diving deep into the incredible, slightly unsettling, and absolutely fascinating world of AI-powered mind reading. Let's get one thing straight from the start. When we say mind reading, we're not talking about some mystical telepathic power. We're talking about technology that can decode your brain activity and translate it into something we can understand, like words or images. The key to this is a powerful medical imaging technique called functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI. Think of an fMRI scanner as a giant, super powerful magnet. When you lie inside it, it detects changes in blood flow in your brain. Why is that important? Because when a part of your brain is active, say you're thinking about your dog or picturing a sunset, it needs more oxygen. More oxygen means more blood flow. So by tracking these changes, fMRI can create a detailed map of which parts of your brain are lighting up at any given moment. It's like watching your brain at work in real time. For years, scientists have used fMRI to understand which brain regions are responsible for different tasks, like language, memory, or emotion. But the real breakthrough came when they started combining this fMRI data with the power of artificial intelligence. Specifically, they began using large language models, or LLMs. These are the same kind of AI systems that power chatbots like ChatGPT. These models are trained on vast amounts of text from the internet, so they have an incredible understanding of how language and ideas are connected. Here's where it gets mind-blowing. Researchers at the University of Texas at Austin developed a system they call a semantic decoder. They had participants lie in an fMRI scanner and listen to hours of podcasts and stories. While they were listening, the scanner recorded their brain activity, and the AI model learned to associate specific patterns of brain activity with the words and ideas being heard. It's like teaching the AI a new language, the language of your brain. For example, when a participant heard the word dog, their brain would light up in a unique pattern. The AI learned to recognize that pattern and associate it with the concept of dog. It did this over and over for thousands of words and sentences, building a sophisticated map connecting brain signals to meaning. After this extensive training phase, the real test began. The participants would listen to a new story, one the AI had never encountered before. As they listened, the AI would only look at their fMRI data, their raw brain activity, and from that data alone, it started to generate text, essentially reconstructing the story the person was hearing. The results were astonishing. The AI-generated text wasn't a perfect word-for-word transcript, but it captured the gestes of what the person was hearing. If the original story was, "I don't have my driver's license yet," the AI might decode the brain activity as, "She has not even started to learn to drive yet." It understood the core idea. It's not just matching words, it's decoding meaning. But it gets even crazier. The researchers took it a step further. They had the participants silently imagine telling a story. No sound, no speaking, just pure thought. And again, the AI was able to look at their brain activity and translate those imagined stories into text. This is the closest we've ever come to decoding internal speech. It's one thing to decode what someone is hearing, but it's a whole other level to decode what they are thinking. So, where does the 3-second part come in? That's the speed at which this technology can work. The fMRI scanner captures an image of your brain activity every few seconds. The AI decoder analyzes this stream of data in near real time. It doesn't need to wait for you to finish a thought or a sentence. It can process a snapshot of your brain activity from a 3-second window and generate a corresponding piece of text. It's a continuous stream of decoding, happening at the speed of thought. Now I know what you might be thinking. Is this a privacy nightmare waiting to happen? Can someone point a device at my head and steal my passwords or my deepest secrets? The short answer is not yet, and maybe never in that way. First, this technology requires a massive multi-million-dollar fMRI machine. You can't exactly carry one around in your pocket. Second, and this is crucial, the AI decoder has to be trained extensively on an individual's specific brain. My brain's pattern for apple is different from yours. The current model is not universal. It was trained on one person, and it only works for that person. If they tried to use a decoder trained on my brain to read your thoughts, it would just produce gibberish. The researchers themselves are very clear about the ethical implications. They are actively working on policies to protect mental privacy. They even found that participants could consciously fool the decoder. If a participant was asked to listen to a story but actively thought about something else, like counting animals or thinking of a different story, the AI's decoding became completely inaccurate. This suggests we still have a degree of control over our own mental privacy, a sort of cognitive firewall. So if it's not for spying, what is the point of all this? The potential applications are incredibly hopeful and profound. Imagine someone who has lost the ability to speak due to a stroke, an injury, or a condition like locked-in syndrome. They are fully conscious and aware, but unable to communicate with the outside world. This technology could give them their voice back. It could allow them to communicate their thoughts, needs, and feelings to their loved ones and caregivers. It's a revolutionary step for assistive technology. Beyond communication, this could also help us understand mental health conditions better. By decoding the thought patterns of someone experiencing depression, anxiety, or schizophrenia, we might gain unprecedented insights into these conditions, leading to more effective treatments. It's a window into the brain that we've never had before. The technology is still in its early days, of course. It's not perfect, and it requires bulky, expensive equipment. But the pace of progress in both AI and neuroscience is breathtaking. Researchers are already exploring more portable brain scanning technologies like functional near-infrared spectroscopy, FNIRS, which uses light to measure brain activity and is much less cumbersome than an fMRI. As these technologies become more accessible and powerful, the conversation about ethics and mental privacy will become even more important. We are on the verge of a new era, one where the line between our minds and machines begins to blur. The possibilities are as limitless as they are challenging. It forces us to ask fundamental questions about what it means to be human and where the boundaries of our own consciousness lie. What we're seeing is not a magic trick, but the result of decades of research in neuroscience combined with the explosive power of modern AI. It's a testament to human ingenuity. So while the idea of an AI reading your mind in 3 seconds might sound scary, it is also a beacon of hope for many and a giant leap forward in our quest to understand the most complex object in the known universe, the human brain. What are your thoughts on this? Does this technology excite you or concern you? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this as fascinating as I did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of technology. See you in the next one.